Hey everyone, Pastor Nathan here. Week in Psalm 27, the final verse, says this. It says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, let your heart take courage, wait for the Lord." This word for wait is kaweh. Kaweh is not the only wait word in the Old Testament, Hebrew word for wait. There are multiple wait words in the Old Testament. But at least of the 47 times that this shows up in the Old Testament, at least 25 of them are directly connected to waiting on the Lord, waiting on Yahweh God, waiting for him to save, to act, to reveal his mighty right arm in order to defend and preserve his people. The kaweh word can also mean two other things. It can mean hope in or look for. The hope in aspect of this is, waiting on our God is requires faith. It requires trust. It requires us, saying, we believe what you have said about yourself, Lord, and we trust that you will continue to act in a way that is consistent with who you are and what you want for us in this world. The second thing that it means is that look for. It is an orientation word. It is an eagerness word. It is an anticipation word. It is a word that says, I am looking, it's like looking out the window if you ordered something that really exciting and you're waiting for the FedEx truck to show up. Only way better because it's Yahweh God. And he's saying, no, you're looking for him. You expect him to act. That's that hope in, or that's that faith portion of it. You expect him to act, and you're looking for him to do it, not just kind of like, oh, well, maybe he'll act kind of someday. It is an incredible orientation word. And I think those two extra meanings for it, or different meanings for kaweh, are going to help us in this middle of this season, if you will, of waiting. The first aspect of it helps us in that, who are we trusting in the middle of this? Are we trusting, well, there's a lot of things we could be trusting, but do we trust our God in the middle of this COVID-19 stuff? Do we trust him to act for our benefit, to act in a way that is consistent with who he is? And the second part of the kaweh, the wait word, this idea of looking for, means we need to be in Scripture. We need to look for him where he has revealed himself, which is in the Word. That we know how our God thinks about us. We know that he loves us. We know that he's going to act in a way that is consistent with that revelation. So in order to figure out how he's going to act, we need to probably spend time in the Word and learning about him and getting to know him and Jesus better and better. The look for also means we're oriented away from ourselves and away from other gods. That we're looking for him, and we're not looking for salvation from within ourselves, and we're not looking for our salvation from some other source that can't really save. Not in any sort of a lasting way that brings kind of a peace that passes all understanding. So when we're in the Old Testament and you run across this idea of wait for the Lord, it's not just wait. It's wait, hope, and look for him to act. And I think the same can be said for this time in our history, or whatever time when we're struggling. Wait for the Lord, hope in him, and look for him to act. Hope that's helpful for you today. We'll talk again soon. Take care.